That's about inheritance. See, you need to practice Salem and Dio. Then only can understand these concepts. Practice these programs, whatever I put in the document, right? So you practice them. I will send notes today. Inheritance.
Oh, definitely. No, I just I read it before I come. I just want to make sure some of the questions, like, make sure that I don't understand wrong. Yeah. But in the matter of like practicing is what you gave here. We can practice, but do you have any other like questions that we can practice?
Yeah, I will give you like next week some exercises, but these concepts, right, core concepts, if you understand, then I will like give you some examples, and I ask you to like prepare some inheritance, polymorphism, and
Okay.
all.
All right. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever you have here, if you practice and try to understand, you'll get more questions, like yeah.
Yeah, the concept is like it's clear. You explain clear.
Okay,
It's
okay,
good.
that's good.
Yeah, the concept is like I got it.
Okay, sure.
Also, from the diagram you can get it. So it's not a yeah. Just
Yeah.
I just wanted the technical issue like how do we solve it? How do we practice exactly? That's
Yes,
the
yes.
question I had. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm moving to next topic, which is polymorphism. So this is also another object-oriented programming concept in Java. So let's move there. So here, yeah. So polymorphism, like it's one of the main object-oriented programming feature that will allow like perform single action, like in different forms. That means it will actually allow us to make a single action in different forms. That means, let's take one example. So if you want to add some two numbers, or like if you want to add numbers, so the action is same, like adding the numbers, but different forms, like adding two numbers is one form, adding three numbers is another form, adding four numbers is another form, like but operation is same, like adding numbers. So that is called like polymorphism. So we can actually do single action with different forms. That is called polymorphism. There are two types in polymorphism: compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Compile time we can call as static binding, runtime we can call as dynamic binding. So that's about polymorphism. I will talk in detail, like what is meant by compile time, what is meant by runtime polymorphism. At compile time, so Java knows like what is a compile time polymorphism. Compile time, Java knows which method to invoke by checking that signature, like So compile time polymorphism is nothing but, so Java will know at compile time which method is going to bind the method which I am calling. So runtime means, so it is basically like example of compile time polymorphism is overloading, and so I will talk more on that overloading. So overloading is nothing but method overloading. So method over we are overloading, like that means same method name but with the different parameters. Okay, example here, I directly go to the example. So the example which I showed, which I talk, right, some of the numbers. So here the operation, if you look at, like I put two methods. Okay, so I put two methods here for adding numbers. So here in this class, right, in this class calculation, I have two, basically three some methods. So one is in one sum method add two integer values, another sum method, same method name is same, like another method is adding the two integer values. There is one more another method adding two double values. So these three are, method name is same, but signature, so there is one signature terminology you can hear. Method signature nothing but the parameters, okay, method name and return type. So here for the sum, right, for this, what are the parameters? Int a and int b is the parameters. And what is the method name? Sum. And what is the method return type? Integer. So these three we call as method signature. So now you got it. What is method signature? And so now I come to original overloading. What is function overloading? So our method overloading. If method has the same, like in one class, if we have same method name and with different parameters, so it is called method overloading. So we are overloading the same method with different parameters. That is what method overloading. Do you get it? What I'm trying to say here?
Yeah. So do you have like same method but different parameter, right?
Yeah, same method with different parameters. That's correct. That's
Okay, same
called,
method, different parameters. So
yeah. So
so
what
we
is
have
the advantage?
get
Like, why
okay,
we do this in Java?
exactly.
So for more readability, okay, if someone look at this, okay, if someone look at this, they will come to know, okay, all these methods are for summing the numbers, and they will know by looking at these parameters itself, they will know, okay, this method is for adding two numbers, this method is for adding three numbers. For more readability, we allow, uh, Java introduce function overloading. Are clear on overloading? Any questions?
Yeah, I think so. Just like I think so in the sense I'm trying to connect for the definition of how do you call it?
Polymorphism.
Polymorphism, like it's like a different shape. It's the same like biology, right? Different shapes and different way of like describing one thing, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Because I know this name on biologists.
No, no, no. Actually, that the shapes of poly shape
Polymorphism.
one thing, right? That is different.
Different.
Yeah, that is different.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we have polygon something, right? Hexagon, polygon.
Polymorphism is also like describing one thing in a different way,
Yes,
like a
yes.
different names in different ways, like
Correct,
bringing
correct.
different ways. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what, like here the sum operation, we are actually defining into different forms. So this is one form is adding two numbers. This is another form is for adding three numbers. This is another form adding two double numbers. Okay, that is so. But the operation is same. So same operation where we are expressing different forms. That is what.
So what will be the outcome of this? Like for the what we get? Let's say we defined same method and different parameters, and then what do
Okay.
we want to get? It just this is presenting like in a different, same method, different parameter, but what's the outcome of this? Each of them is going to come individually,
So
or
here, if you look at this program, right? I'll run this program. You
okay,
can see. If you look at this, right? Calculation. This one object I created. Okay. So from this object, I can actually invoke this either one of the method and get the output. Okay. If you look at, right, so c dot sum, I passed two and three here, and
yeah,
I get the summation of these two numbers. That means five it will display. So you can call the invoke this method and get the output, expected output. So here also adding two decimal numbers. So what we can do, see sum of 1.2 comma 3.4. It will call this method, because we are passing decimal values here or double values.
decimal, yeah, double, yeah.
So
Okay,
here also the other one is like adding three numbers, like adding three numbers. Which one? Like here the second one, it will come into picture, and it will add three numbers and give us output. So the advantage is, like we can invoke these different methods or forms from this calculation object. Okay.
I see. So basically, you defined it on the top, and then you can call it any one of them you want,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
Right?
That's all I know.
I can call any one
Based
of
on
them
your
if I want.
requirement. Suppose if you want to add three numbers, then you can call this one
This one, okay.
based on your requirement. But multiple forms available, is up to you which form you can utilize it. You can use it.
I see. It doesn't have to be, I don't have to use all of them at the same time.
Yes, you don't have to use all at the same time. That's correct.
I see. Perfect. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So that's about compile time polymorphism. That means compile time means, so when at the time of program compiles, this Java know which method is matches. Like now this method is matches to, so this first method, right? This method matches to third method. This method matches to second. So while compilation itself, I'll come to know which method is going to bind. That's called compile time polymorphism. So example is function overloading. Okay, just the one which I spoke. So now, so function overloading has some rules, right? So whatever we saw, the
Yeah.
same rules. Method overloading should occur in the same class. Okay, that is what happened in calculation. Method name should be same. That's also we saw. Sum is the same name. Method parameters should be different by type or number. So then only it occur. Method parameters, right? So let's look at this one. Method parameters. What are the parameters? We have int a, int b, int c. So the same, like if we have, if you want to write new method with the same parameters, it will not allow, because already there is one declared. It will not allow. So now, what is the rule? First rule. So in this overloading, so method overloading should occur in the same class. That's what happened, right? So in the same class only it occurs, and that rule it passes in our example. And method name should same, like
Same.
all the three
Understand.
forms. The method name is the same. And what is the third rule? Method parameter should be different by
Different
type
by
or
type
number.
number.
Yeah, method parameters different by number here, right? But here they're different by type. So because I can't put int a and int b, it will throw the compilation error. So now this one, right? Like it's a different number of arguments are the same, but type of arguments is different than this one, right? So yeah, this is the example of overloading. Any questions in overloading? Do you understand?
Yeah, understand enough.
Okay.
And I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so I know the method should be the same, but the parameters like integer has to be with the integer. I cannot be like integer and string the same. Like for example, int sum, like instead of both of them, like instead of integer a, integer b. So can I put a string and integer, or only has to be both of them integer at the same time? The parameter I'm talking about. I know the method has to be the same, but the parameter has to be also the same type, or can be different type.
No, cannot be same type. Okay, it will not allow. Now, if you say, like it should not be the same type. If you try to add same method here, like the same, if I put C or something like that here, it will not allow, because here this conflicts, like this one conflicts the same type. It will. So when you're trying to call this some method, right, you will get confused the Java which one to be called, right? So that
Yeah.
is why it will not allow with the same type whatever is already there.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I got it. I'm talking about the parameter should be the same type, or it can be different type.
It actually it can be different type. Yes.
Can be different type.
Yes. Here it happens, right? Different type here parameters.
Uh,
So
so that
parameters
means all.
always should be different always. See, read this statement, Salem, clearly. Okay. Can you read
No,
this?
I that I understood.
So
I know.
parameters should be different by type or number. Okay. Here, if you look at these two methods, these parameters are different by number. What is number means here? How many parameters? Two. Okay. Here, how many are
Yeah,
there? Three.
three, but all of them integer over here. Int, int A, int B, int C, right?
Yes. So
And my
these
that
two
I got it.
parameters are
Also
different. Yeah, different by number.
number, but can I put integer and string, for example, or not?
I think
My question.
Salam's question is instead of int, we can use different type, right? Instead
Yes,
of int,
int
we can
we can
use
use
different.
different type now also. This also is allowed. Double is allowed here. So it
That was
should
my
not match. It should not match with the existing method, the same type or same
that I
number.
got it. That I got it. It just now you explain.
Hmm.
Int can be with double, or that's what I was questioning, like the same form, the same method.
This is what happened, right? Int double. If you look at this
Yeah.
problem, this one, right? So it can be parameters can be different by number or by type. So this is also type. Like type is different. So you can put different type and write the method, same method. Okay, it will allow.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you clear in this?
Yeah, I'm clear. But now, now after she asked the question, I'm confused. Now you are using int, right? Type int and a double. So we can use from those two. We can use another types also, which means, for example, now we use int, right? Int and a double.
Hmm.
So if we have another types, also we can use it, right?
Yes. If you another type
Uh,
also you can use. See, it
okay.
depends on the requirement. Here sum is right. Sum is for adding the numbers. You can't use the string, another type.
Okay.
You can use any other number, any other number. Let's say I can use here like float also I can use here. Float is one of the number. Float D. I can use. No, it will allow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's my
Perfect.
question.
Perfect. Now you explain. That was the question.
Hmm. Hmm, hmm.
Yeah. Now you explain. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move
Yeah.
on to
Yeah.
overriding. Okay, there is one more. So this is polymorphism I explained. Method overloading. I think now you got method overloading. So let's move on to method overriding. This is example of runtime polymorphism. There are two types: compile time and runtime. This is example of runtime polymorphism. So we'll see what it is. So example of runtime polymorphism is overriding. So method overriding, where override are like redefine. So what that does mean? Okay, so here let's take example. So or in our earlier examples also, I'll go here. So here in this case, vehicle. Okay, here mini car, car. So let's take car actually extends a vehicle. Vehicle has what property, type and number of wheels. Okay, so if you want to put your own type, let's say I have my child class, I don't want to derive. Okay, this one of the property, which is this vehicle has how many properties it has, type and number of wheels. I don't want to derive type from the parent. I want to use my own full, own definition. So that time what we can do, we can override that. So how can we do that? We'll put some simple annotation like override. This right? Like these annotations. Like in Angular also you have same annotations. Okay. So the decorators. These are decorators. Right? What is decorator? Right? Salem and you.
Decorator.
Decorator, like annotation.
Oh, like as jQuery something.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh,
Yeah. So what we can do? So we will override that. Okay. So this vehicle has a type. So property we can override this method. So now let's do one thing. So here, if I want to put my own type here, what I can do? I can override that parent class method, and I put my own type, like which is what is the parent class type they have put, sedan, right? I can put like any other not sedan, like I can put written kind of which car it is, truck or something you can put. Okay, so now if you look at it, So if you look at it, this method, from parent class only I have overridden. So parent class has the same method. I have redefined here because I want the type of my class. I don't want to derive or inherit from the parent class. That is called overriding. So we can override the parent class behavior or method. So there is one more example. Let me look at the example. So which is bank class. Okay, there's a bank class and rate of interest. Usually, like bank can have a rate of interest,
Mhm.
and there is some rate of interest. Also, we put here the conditions. Now, Citibank class, when you define which extends bank class. Sorry, sorry. So Citibank extends parent class bank, and this here, if you look at it, like we override the interest, like because Citibank doesn't want to depend on the parent class interest, whatever this. Citibank can override like this, like from parent class. So I think this is the example, a good one, which I explained just now. So let me open. Okay, this is the one. You can put your own like flavor of I mean the property without inherit, and we can override this. That's called function overriding or method overriding. So this method
Yeah.
overriding occurs in two classes, like method overloading in the same class, right? Calculation class. It occurs in two classes, parent and subclass only, the overriding. And if you observe the overriding, right? Here, opposite to overloading. Overloading case, method parameter should be different. Here, method parameter should be the same as parent class. It's a different opposite. Okay. So then it is called overriding, function overriding. Do you get somewhat which I explained, or any questions?
Uh, yeah, my question now, now we're gonna return track, right? It says return track.
Hmm.
So where did you explain the track? So we didn't give requirement something, right? For
No, we
the
didn't give any type, other type. I just put something written car. I can put here instead of sedan, right? Parent one is sedan. Something different car, like normal
oh,
car. I can put normal car.
yeah, just no, I need just a concept. Uh, now public string get type. So we get from the other class, we get the this one, right? The
This
get type.
from this class only. I'll run the program now. Okay, whichever I already have.
Okay,
Let me run this. Now this one mini car. Okay, get type. Okay, earlier it
get
was
type.
printed. Let's look at the output. What it printed before we. So if you look at, yeah, if you look at this, so what it printed? It printed sedan, right? Type of vehicle. Now, now in mini car, what we did? We override this. Okay, in the car we override. Where is that car? Where is, yeah, car. Car we override this property. Now it will not display sedan because there is already some override happens. It will display normal car only. It will not display sedan. Let me run this. See, look at that normal car only. Because it override happens at a car level. Override happens here. It actually skip the
Okay.
vehicle type. It doesn't take that inheritance. Okay,
Yeah, override. Yeah, it
yeah,
covers the first
correct.
we get the sudden, right? So just
It
we
covers,
override
correct.
this. Yeah, it covers and just we get normal car or track
It
or
hides
something
or
or that.
covers. Yeah, that's correct.
To cover now, so we're gonna use the at media like at media. So we're gonna cover by override whatever we work before or
Yes,
something.
yes,
Uh, imagine.
yeah. Now let's move on to the documentation. So here, so bank. So there's some examples I given. I put runtime polymorphism example. Okay, so now there is one rule. Okay, so I will tell you what is that rule. So now, right? So when you're creating classes, okay, when you're creating classes, uh,
I have one question here regarding classes.
mm,
Now we have too many classes right here, right?
mm,
All
yes,
are in one folder. We have one big folder, right?
package. It's called package.
Yeah, package.
So there, if you look at this, is a package. These are classes.
Oh, so the package is Java practice. So, for example, in Visual Studio, we get the index, right?
Hmm.
Index. So when we run index, so he can collect everything from those every components, and we can get one result. So from the Java, it works like that, or we can open each by different browser.
So it will actually. Can you come again? So index. You're talking about
Yeah,
index something. So for
yeah,
grouping, right?
yeah. For example, in JavaScript also, just we say npm start. So when you say npm start, he can collect every from he
No,
collect
but
from every components, and he
EU,
give.
this is different folder. It's not in one folder. This
Oh,
is different.
it's one folder in different classes here. I saw that. Right, Mr.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about these packages in next topic. Like I'll show you
Oh,
what
okay.
it is.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
see this. I think you are asking in advance. Let me show you this syllabus, right? I'm not yet done. So if you look at right, this private, default, protected, public. So this I will talk more like on these packages, folders, how it is created when I talk on this next week. I think most
Okay.
probably.
Yeah, I think I go to the result. That's why.
Yeah. So this you need to understand to completely like to know to understand about the folders, packages, how it works. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. So now let's move on to this example, right? So mini car. So there is one important rule I'm going to talk. Okay, so mini. Okay, so now now mini car actually extends car, right? So now when you are trying to create an object, so from parent object from parent, like you can create parent object using subclass, like let's say what I mean to say. So superclass reference variable, so we can point to subclass. Okay, here subclass. So this is allowed in Java. Now, so if you look at it, right, this is allowed in Java. So here, this is a parent class. Parent class object I can create using subclass new keyword. But other way is not possible. It is important to understand this. I want to make you understand clearly this rule. Other class is not other one is not possible. It will throw that. So it says like duplicate log. So now it is complaining cannot convert from car to minica because from parent to child you can follow the direction, not child to parent. So this is like in Java there is a rule superclass reference variable. Superclass object can refer to subclass. Okay, from using subclass you can create a superclass object. But other way is not possible. So subclass object you cannot create using superclass. You get it this difference?
Mhm. Which means we can't move upside down.
Yes, we can't move
Yeah.
upside
Okay.
from like from bottom to top we can't move. Top to bottom only can move. Correct.
Mhm. Yeah. We can move.
We can't move upside down. Correct. What you said is correct. Yeah. So yeah, I have 10 more minutes left. Any confusion here? So this rule actually, right?
Yeah, so
Parent
we
class
can,
object.
yeah, we never use the second one, right? So the first one is the, it,
First one is the correct one. Second one
yeah,
is not allowed.
yeah,
So
Only
now,
parent to the child, not from the child to parent, right?
yes, parent to child it will allow, child to parent it will not allow.
Mhm.
Now I'll do one thing here. So now my okay, I will talk on this next class, runtime polymorphism. So now you got what is overloading and what is overriding, right? Any confusion there? Are you good? Overriding and overloading. Overloading is like nothing but overloading is nothing but so same operation with the different methods. So method name should be the same, parameters should be different. Okay. So, yes, this is overloading. Overriding nothing but okay. So we basically redefine the superclass method into subclass, same as here. So mini some car, right? Car actually we override in this one like type of the
So
car.
even
Sorry.
that's okay. My question here, overriding.
Hmm.
So it can be like also the third car will come. Let's say now this is normal car. If you
Hmm.
define another car like I don't know truck,
Hmm.
truck is gonna override on normal car. You know
So
what I
yeah,
mini
yeah,
car, mini car you want to override?
mean?
yeah. I
Like
think her question is
you,
same to my question.
let's say
Yeah, you can cover,
override
yeah,
is like taking over, right? Taking over the last defined car, right?
Yes.
In this case,
Yes. Taking
last
over last
define-
defend. Correct.
the last. Okay, perfect. That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Taking over. Yeah. We are actually hiding or covering or taking over. Correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Taking over and we put our own definition here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So even though when you keep it normal car, and if I'm defined now on the bottom, like I'm going down, and then I don't know, another car type
Hmm.
will take over, override on all of them, or what is gonna happen? Just like it's not in the concept, it's a little bit out of concept.
Other car type you were saying other car type.
Yeah, now you have normal cars taking over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Override everything.
Hmm.
We got like the outcome would be about normal car, right?
Correct.
Here. So if I am defined now another car type, right? While normal car is there, so what will be the outcome?
Other car type. Okay.
Instead of
So
normal car, I say like Lexus, right?
okay.
I define without no, but no, without taking out the normal car.
So that
No,
is
there.
kind of like you can
just
overload the
comment that.
same method, one more method, but you can't put the same. It will not allow because the same method, right? Same method. You can override. Okay, put like another type, something like that. Overload you
Exactly.
can put. This is another method. I mean, not overload, and then different complete method. Okay,
Okay.
Lexus.
So it's another method. It's not the same. Okay.
Some this is not override. Okay, this is your own method of car class.
We'll take from the car class. Okay.
It take directly. It is not overridden. Okay, it is directly take.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
that will that you can do. It will allow.
Have another different question. So why we need the overlay?
Overriding why we need.
Yeah,
Overloading you got it right for better readability. That you got it
yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
overriding is for runtime polymorphism that I didn't explain you because I don't want to confuse you much. So next week I'll talk. Okay.
Mm.
Overriding advantage is for runtime polymorphism. So I'll show you here. Runtime polymorphism is related to this superclass subclass. Just now I talk, right? So it is related to that. This superclass subclass. So I'm going to talk more on this. Okay, there is a runtime polymorphism concept is there. So to achieve that, we actually follow overriding. So let me overloading. Overriding is there, right? So advantage of overriding is, so method overriding is used to provide specific. There is one more advantage apart from, okay, you can write your own like definition for any inheritance behavior. Let's take like one example. So this car class or vehicle class has, right? This vehicle class has number of wheels and type. Okay, number of wheels and type. Let's assume that in real time this vehicle is inherited into like 10 classes. Okay, 10 different classes. So
Mhm.
now one class, in one of the class, right, they don't want to inherit from the parent behavior. They want to write their own behavior same like this. So if you don't have override behavior, it is not possible, right? So with the override only it's possible to define the same, to define like uh, child own definition, to redefine child own definition. That is advantage.
Oh,
So other
sorry, can
nine
you go?
classes still use the parent behavior, but this class alone will use the child behavior. It will override it. Will not get the data from parent class.
Sorry, can you go to the vehicle Java
Wait.
class? Okay.
Real time example I'm telling.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, vehicle has two properties, right? And type, right?
Mhm.
In real time, assume that
Yeah.
there are 10 classes, 10 child classes. Child class. That means it can be truck, it can be any different type, right? Like car. It can be like any other vehicle type. What are the other
Automobile.
vehicle type? Mini car. Any different. Like we have different vehicles, right? We have a some carriers, different carriers. Like train is also one of the vehicle. Okay, different vehicles. So assume that. So these 10 are there. So out of these 10, okay, these all 10 extends the same vehicle class. Do you get it? Truck extends vehicle, car extends vehicle, mini car extends vehicle, train extends vehicle. You are you following me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's assume that truck want these two properties to be inherited.
Mhm.
Okay. Mini car want these two properties to be inherited. Train want these two properties to be inherited, but car want only one property, number of wheels. Car doesn't want type to be inherited. Car want car class own behavior for the type. So in that case, we use the override functionality and redefine here, okay, with this way. So the car will use its own type. It will actually car will get only number of wheels from parent class. Other classes, other child classes get all the two properties from parent class. Do you get it what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is the advantage of overriding. So if parent class has
Okay.
few properties and any child class doesn't want to use all the properties, if they want to use few properties and fewer if they don't want to use, for the properties which they don't want to use, they can override it. Okay.